Hello everyone. How are you all doing?
We are fine. Why is the only that say you ask this question? Hello everyone. How are you all doing today?
We are fine.
Good.
All right, my name is Muyiwa.
And I'm Oyinkosala.
And this is
Love and Emotions Hub.
As many of you as have not watched part 1 of this video, how not to be stupid in marriage, please go right below and click on it and watch it.
We shared like 8 points.
Yes.
So it's not something you really want to skip.
Yes. And here we're also going to share the remaining 8 points to make a total of 16 points.
A whole 16. Just
to help you not to be stupid in marriage. If you are single, it is important for you so that you can prepare yourself well. Now, if you are married, you know that this is compulsory for you. And if you know a lot of single and married, please share to them. Share to them and let them watch and learn and prepare themselves.
If you've not liked this video, please click on the like button, click on the subscribe button, and share also. Very, very important.
All right, and that takes us to number 9. Point number 9, which is properly managing in-laws.
Okay, we've heard of different stories about in-laws. The truth of the matter is that in-laws are human beings, okay? And in-laws, they are not really bad in themselves. It depends on how you handle them from the very start. We know that there are some people that they have a little bit of craze. We know that, but love conquers all. But if you are already coming from a standpoint of craze, that if I meet craze in this house, they gonna meet craze gonna make craze, I'm going to be like craze square, and apparently it's not going to be helpful. So managing in-laws is very, very important, and managing how they intrude, how they get into your family is very, very important, because your parents marriage is not the same thing as your own marriage. Your sister's marriage or your sister's family it's not the same as your own family. So people will talk. You are at the liberty to pick out the things that are peculiar to you and your husband, or you and your wife, and discard the rest. And another thing is to learn how to set boundaries also from in-laws. What you don't like, what you don't want them to be saying about your marriage, you set it straight, especially if you are from that side. For example, if your husband's sister starts saying some things in a way you don't like, you tell your husband, I don't like this thing, one thing. He can know how to address the sister. It's sometimes it might not be so wise for you to be telling the sister that, whoa, I don't like this thing. If you give me like I give you, so we should know how to really properly handle in-laws.
And as she has said, whatever information they give you or whatever advice they give you, collect the advice, sift it, and take the ones that is useful for you and your spouse. A lot of men, after they get married, or they are planning to get married into their parents' house, please, I beg of you, ladies, please don't allow that.
It's very, very important.
Yes, allow the man that wants to marry you that, okay, where are we going to be staying?
Even if they are not even staying inside their parents' house, don't even stay close.
Don't stay close.
Don't stay on the same street.
Yes, don't stay on the same street.
Go to another place,
You're supposed to leave.
Yes.
Leave. Abraham, God told him to leave, and the blessings came. Do you understand? That's the plan of God. You should leave. They can come and visit you at any time. It's fine. But you living in their house or living in their street or something like that, it's tantamount to wanting to cause trouble, because there's every tendency. It might not be deliberate, but there could be every tendency for clash. Do you understand?
Because they're always in your business every time.
Finish and all those things. So please, for men, please avoid it, and for the women, please ensure that before you get married to that man, you sort that out. Please leave. And
don't let him say that because the money of the marriage is plenty. Don't worry, let us first quickly marry here. We'll now look for house. No, as they are doing honeymoon, be doing honeymoon inside your house in somebody in very far place. It's not like you want to feed, you want to hang.
It may not be a far place per se, but it might be just you might take a bus there, or something like that. It could be in the same state.
Obviously, it can be in the same state.
Apart,
yes, but
please,
not on the same street.
Not on the same street, please. No. And not the next street. Please. That's very important. All right. And that takes us to the next point. Intentional child upbringing. The Bible tells us something, because we are believers. It said, train up a child in the way he should go. When he's old, he will not depart from it. Please, intentionally bring your child up well. Train them well.
It is best to space your children so that you have peace of mind, and you'd be able to understand this, because different kids with different temperaments, different kids with different personality. But when they are too jumbled together, and then you have, for a woman, you have series of emotions, they are still healing from the first child, and then you are passing through all of this progesterone, or all this pregnancy hormones of the second one. You're not even really paying attention to the first one because you are pregnant of the second one, and it continues like that. It's really not healthy for yourself, for the kids. It's really not healthy.
So please, as much as possible, space your children. It's just an advice. It's not compulsory.
If you want
to
do
know that you
like
can do
6 months between them,
the
Lord
please,
is your strength and your
all
muscle.
well and good for you. But from us, we will just advise you that please, as much as possible, try to space your children. Then another part is, please share love appropriately amongst your children. Don't love one over the other. Look at what happened in the Bible about Esau, Jacob, Rebekah, and Isaac. The Bible tells us that Rebekah loved Jacob. Rebekah loved Jacob, while Esau loved Isaac loved Esau. Rebekah loved Jacob. Isaac loved Esau. That was the beginning of trouble in that family. I think you
need to teach me the Bible again.
Yes, I will teach you the word of God. Yes, I will teach you the word of God.
Okay.
All right. So, it's very, very important. Yes. And you can see the trouble it caused Esau, the trouble it caused Jacob. He had to run away. He had to take the intervention of God, the angel, him meeting, Jacob meeting, having an encounter with the angel, and all that. Before things now changed and all that.
And another thing about child upbringing is that when you are making decisions for your children, you are making decisions for the child or for your children. You are not making decisions for the children because of yourself. Let me break this down. You're looking for a school for your child. You're looking for a school for your child because of your own status. That what my friends be thinking, my child needs to go to this kind of school. You are making this decision of the best school for this child based on the abilities of this child. If the best school that would give this child what he or she needs is not the highly status school, so to say like that, please let it be. Let the priorities of these children come first, not your own ego, not your own status, not your own anything. And don't put them in a very expensive school that you will now be struggling to pay their school fees, and then these children will now be going through all this emotional imbalance because they are struggling to pay their school fees, they are struggling to keep up with their mates, all of those things. Please stay within your boundaries for these kids, not for yourself.
All right, so thank you so much. And that takes us to point number 11, which is screening your upbringing. Screening your upbringing. Now, what do I mean by screening your upbringing? There's a particular way you were grown. There's a way you were brought up. Do you understand? It's different from the way you might bring your own children up. You know why? That time, that era is different from this era. This era is a technological era. There are so many things changing in the world and all that. That time, your mom probably was not going out, was not going to work, or she was not as much as learned
most of the time.
Most of the time, yes, full housewife and all that. But this time, you have to train your children in a different way, because this time now, men are learning how to cook as much as women are learning how to cook. Women are being trained to be successful people, in the business world, in the career world, as much as the men are being trained also to be successful people in the business world and in the career world. So please, screen your upbringing. Don't make your own children or your own family a mirror of the exact way you were
do
trained.
not say that my mom used to do this, so
exactly.
You should be doing this, or my dad used to do this, you should be doing this, one thing.
Exactly.
No, do not say that, because you guys are different. You know, the parents that brought me up, they're different from the parents that brought him up.
Right.
In fact, amongst the children of a parent they have different personalities. So why will you now even want to mirror your parents with your spouse?
Then another mistake people make is that they compare their wife with their mother, they compare their husband with their father. It's not your father that brought up your husband. It's not your mom that brought up your wife. So please don't compare. They are different people. So take them for who they are and build them up
based on your own particularity of your own.
Yes, your own situation. Please, it's very, very important. And that takes us to the next point. Have a common vision and goal for your family.
Without vision, plus people will happen.
People perish
Yes.
for lack of knowledge.
Yes.
And where there's no vision, the people perish as well.
Yes.
Do you understand? So please, it is important. It is very important for a man to have vision. Do you understand? Look at when God created Adam. He gave him work, gave him a place. You know, he had purpose. He had vision. God gave him assignment. Do you understand? Based on the assignment that God gave him, God now gave him Eve. That okay, this is your helper. Collect. I'll make a helpmeet for you, and he gave her. The role of Eve in the life of Adam was to help, to assist, because he already had a vision, already had a purpose, already had assignment he was working in. Do you understand? Now, this goes to ladies. Before you get married, please ensure that the man you are marrying already has a purpose, has a vision that is clear, so that you can have something that you want to assist him on. Because one of the things we have observed is that when there is disjointed vision, oh, this one wants to be this one wants to be that, they go to work together, they go to work separately, they just come home, eat, go out again, no meeting point.
And mind you, we want it to be very clear on what we mean by vision.
Yes.
Vision doesn't mean that I'm a pharmacist, it needs to be a pharmacist. Or I'm the hairdresser, it needs to be the hairdresser.
Not necessarily.
You guys can have different things that you are doing, but you guys are geared towards a particular goal in life. If it's influencing people positively, or affecting lives of youth, or one thing,
that's the central focus for the family. That's the central
focus for the family. In as much as your career line might be different, there should be a common target for the two of you, that you guys can sit down together and be like, okay, how can we do this? How can we achieve this? How can we, do you understand? So I don't want you to confuse it with what you do. Before someone now start thinking that Shash not gonna be hairdresser, we should be going to work together.
Not necessarily. And this will mean that if for now you people don't have a family goal, the two of you should sit down and think, prayerfully think about what your family goal should be. Do you understand? And work towards it. That brings us to the next point, which is supporting each other. See, the truth of the matter is that you need to be your spouse's cheerleader.
Number one fan. Yes.
When your spouse is doing anything, be the one to be at the front row.
Be the one to you can do this, and you're making progress. You're doing this. I'm proud of you, babe. All of those things. How can we make this better?
Yes. Because at the end of the day, when your spouse sees that you are part of what he or she does, he or she is encouraged. In fact, he does not, or she does not have anyone else to talk to outside per se, because you are. You have a common ground where you can always discuss. You can always run ideas through the person.
Minds together. When you see something that would probably improve the person's career or something, you are the first person. You are going to be the first person who's going to tell, who's going to ask questions, all of those things. It creates that bond. It makes that bond stronger. That communication. You guys have more things to communicate. You have more things to laugh about. You have more things to gist about. You have more things. It's a whole lot.
Let's give you an example of our own. Like this video we're shooting now. Our videos, we have time to gist about it, discuss about it, brainstorm about about it, you know, do research together, you know, there's so many things for us to discuss about. So it makes the bond deeper and closer and stronger. Do you understand? For some people, it could be that your husband is a businessman, you're a career woman. Are you interested in the business your husband does? How he's making progress and all those things? Your own career too. Is your husband interested in how you are doing in your career? Are you progressing? Is there promotion from time to time? Are there challenges you're facing at work?
Or you have a meeting that you're supposed to pitch your ideas, or you're supposed to, you know, do something.
Exactly, and you first pitch it to him. Before
he's
you
your
go
audience,
to your audience,
he's your critic, he's your everything.
Exactly. You know, that is very, very important.
Because
when that happens, there's less space for cracks in the walls of the marriage. Please don't be intimidated by your husband's progress or your wife's progress, because the two of you are one. My win is your win. Your win is my win.
Exactly.
Do you understand?
Exactly. You know, when they say that, say for example, let's welcome Elon Musk and his wife. I mean, like Elon Musk and his wife. Like his wife is as the same as Elon Musk, so they are not different. Like they carry the same thing. So you people share the win. Don't feel intimidated by it.
Exactly. All right. So that takes us to the next point, which is communication. You see, communication is a two-way thing. First of all, that's one of the things I'll say. It's a two-way thing. I'm talking to you. You're talking back to me. You understand? As I'm talking, I'm understanding what you're saying. As you're talking, I'm understanding what you are saying too. Do you understand? Number one, the number one, we said that it must be a two-way thing. Number two, we're placing emphasis on understanding, on ensuring that the person you are communicating with understands what you are saying
from your own point
of view. Do you understand? And that will mean that the person that you are speaking to must not be on the defensive. Do you understand? The person must be listening to what you are saying, and you too, what you are saying to, you must be saying it in a way that the person you are speaking to would understand it. Do you understand? It's very, very important. And you know also that we have verbal communication, we have non-verbal communication. Yoruba will say something, they will say Belela ko labo. Do you understand? You might tell somebody sorry, and that sorry does not really mean sorry.
We all know that the story is just like
do you
words.
Understand? Exactly. So pay attention to all these things, because there are times that there might be some little misunderstanding here and there. You know, sometimes non-verbal communication can actually help solve some things. You know, when you just look at the countenance of your wife, be like, this lady, this woman, I don't feel she's good. Do you understand? And you just try to find out if it was. All right, so you know, so and so on and so forth. So communication is very important. The Bible tells us, it says, "Can two work together except they be agreed?" Part of agreement is that you are communicating, because before you agree on something, maybe you will communicate about it. You will interact about it. You will ask me, I'll ask you, and all that and all that. And one thing about communication is that you don't assume in communication. You say what is in your mind.
You let it all out.
Let it all out. Feel free. Let's dialogue about it. Let's sort it out. If there are any challenges, let's treat it as soon as possible. And please, one of the advice we have again is that don't let any conflict between you linger for long. Do you understand? If possible, that same
before
day,
you sleep,
let it be trashed out. Do you get? You feel refreshed again, and then you can continue on your family life. All right. So that takes us to the next point, which is seek good counsel regularly. See, Bible tells us something. We are believers. That's why we are talking about the Bible. It says, in the multitude of counsel, there is safety. You see, so many things that you feel that you can do alone. I'm telling you, if you get good counsel, you will see that. So a step of a journey of 5 years, you might run it within 1 year and get to your destination. Do you understand?
And another thing about counseling is that the things that look seemingly big
difficult
or difficult, they're very, very small things that just one counseling here and there will just help you couple it together, and then you find a solution to it.
I would advise you that seek professional counselors.
Yeah.
You understand? For instance, we as a wire like this, we're actually trained as certified counselors.
Yes.
Do you get? So you can reach out to counselors at any time.
And do not feel that what do you want to
What
counsel
do you know?
me? I mean, no age mate,
Yes.
or am I
have
not
you been
even
married?
older than you?
Yes.
That you this small boy or you this small girl want to be
You
talking
know,
to me.
you
The
know.
thing about being trained is that it's not about your age
That's
or
right.
about where you guys are coming from
That's
together.
right. That's
It's just like you have a bone problem, or maybe
Yeah.
you broke your bones
Yes.
now, for example,
Yes.
and you need the help of a physiotherapist.
Yes.
You'll be asking from a physiotherapist that, have you broken your leg before? This therapy that you're giving to me, will it work? No, you have to trust the physiotherapist, because
Exactly.
the physiotherapist has learned, he has studied,
Yes.
and is certified that if I
Yes.
use this method and technique on this leg that is broken of yours,
You'll be
it's
fine.
going to be fine.
That's
The
right.
same thing also applies to trained counselors.
Exactly.
They are trained, they've done studies on different people, different
That's right.
marriages,
That's right.
solutions, and
That's
it
right.
has worked for them,
That's right.
and they're giving you the solution. So do not ever feel that you need somebody that is probably older than you
That's
to
right.
be able to give you the correct advice you need in your
Yeah.
marriage, or you don't feel like because you're age mate or this person is even younger than me, you feel that until you marry before you understand. It does not necessarily mean like that. Look at the example of a gynecologist now.
Okay.
A male gynecologist now is even a male, number one. He cannot get pregnant, number two. He might not even be married, number three. But he's there to give you advice. He's even there to even deliver you of your baby. You now say that because he's a male and
Yes.
he's not even married, you cannot
Exactly.
understand how you feel. Come off it. So do not be stupid to
Exactly.
think that relationship counselors are just there for the title sake or something.
Exactly.
They are really there to help you. They've gone through what's it called, studies, education,
yes,
pains
trainings,
of reading
so
and
much,
doing so many things
yes.
just to help marriages out there. So
Exactly.
feel free to always contact one when you need one. Very important.
Very important. And then you might not really understand the essence of this until you see a lot of marriages that have crumbled
Yes,
and collapsed
exactly.
because they didn't pay attention
Exactly.
to these things. It's like you having a car. If you don't service your car regularly,
Exactly.
your car will easily break down.
Exactly.
A car that is regularly serviced will do far better than a car that is not
You
regularly
need
serviced.
to
That is
break
it.
down before you
Exactly.
do something
Do you understand?
about.
So please seek counsel regularly.
Yep.
Especially when you feel that it is time for it. All right, and that takes us to the last but not the least point. In fact, this point, it is like the engine of everything we have been saying in a sense, and that is praying regularly as a family.
Yep.
Praying regularly as a couple. You know, it is usually said that a family that prays together stays together. That is very, very important. The more you pray together, the more closely knit you become, the more your bond. You know, we said before that except can two walk together except they be agreed. When you agree in the place of prayer, you will see that you will achieve things so fast. The same Bible tells us, it says that one will chase 1,000, 2, 10,000. Imagine 3, 100,000. Do you understand? And so on and so forth like that. Now that 3, that means you're adding your children, your first child to it. You know, imagine you add your second child to it, and you're having a robust prayer channel at home every time. I'm telling you, you will just see that breakthroughs will just begin to come. Things that you feel that are difficult, you know, they begin to become settled. Do you understand? Even the devil will not have a place to stay in your home because it will be so hot for him, you know, and you would have nowhere to stay. So please pray regularly together. Very, very important. In fact, if you feel that you don't have time, it could be 10 minutes.
It might not be a prolonged period every time, because we understand that the nature
busy
of
schedules
work,
and all that. The two
but
of you
even small times together accumulates to something very, very strong.
10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes in the afternoon, 10 minutes at night. You call yourself, you know, maybe during your break, you just quickly have prayers. At home, when you come back, you have prayers and things like that. It helps build that family. This brings us to the end of this video. Remember, The name of this video, the title of this video is
How not to be
How
stupid.
Not to
Stupid.
Be Stupid
No,
in Your Marriage.
no, you don't
Please,
want it to be.
I beg you, do not be stupid. And if you have friends
Yes.
who you want not to be stupid as well, please send these videos to them. I mean, let it go around. Let it go around. Put it in your status on Instagram, on Facebook, on WhatsApp, on YouTube, every of your social media platforms, you know, and then let everybody benefit from it. And at this point, we'd like to remind you, please, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe and click on the like button. We'll see you in the next video. But before we go, please feel free to share your comments in the comment section, what you've learned, any questions you have, your experience, you know, and what you think too. Just share in the comment section, and we'll love to read it and also get back to you. All right, thank you. See you in the next video.
Bye.